Hi guys, it's Eileen from Now There's a Crafty Idea, and I am here with a tutorial, kind of a craft along. I have found lots and lots of scraps of scrapbook paper, and I've been trying to come up with some ideas of what to do with them. So I've come up with this, and it's a pocket, and it's a floating pocket, or what I think I might do is pop it on so that it's a side tuck. But I suppose you could use them in lots of different ways, and this one's the same. And basically what they are is just a pocket with two pockets on the front, and you can just put them in any kind of order that you want. You could put more than two if you wanted to make them bigger, but I think it works out nice at two, and then it's not too thick when it's just two. I think the more you put on, because you've got to take into account the tags you're going to be putting in, the more you put on, the more, you know, bulky it's going to become, and you don't want it too bulky. So I've just put plain blank tags in them, using again some more of the scrapbooking paper, but you get to use 3 tags. You get a nice large tag, and then a nice long tag. Oh, that one doesn't want to go back in, and then a smaller tag. And they're just a nice way of using up your bits of scrapbooking paper, you know. And again, just little bits of decoration, and I just think they're a nice addition. So anyway, without further ado, let's get on with it. So I think these ones are what's left over from the Ladybird books, so I'm just going to use them the size they are. Now I like that one, and I think that'll be nice as our main pocket. It doesn't matter what it looks like inside, because you're not going to see it. And it's pretty much cut to the right size. Now I just need to find some that kind of match it, that we can use to make our pockets with. So let's have a look and see what else we've got. That one's a good match, but maybe too good of a match, I don't know. Oh, maybe it's that way. So I might use this for the bigger pocket, and I am going to simply eyeball this. So I want it to be a little bit deeper on this one, so I'm just going to eyeball. And again, if you've got little scraps, you can just use the little scraps that you've already got, and you know, it works out just as well. I just wonder if that would look nice like that. It would leave it nice and plain. No, I'm not sure about that one. How about this one? No, I'm not sure about that one. This is the problem when you've got your scraps sorted out. It's finding the ones that you want in the right place, isn't it? No. Maybe if we did it the other way, and that could be, well, that could be the tall pocket, and then that could be the big pocket, and that might work out better, because then it doesn't matter about that being a bit more blank. Okay, we'll do it that way. So again, I'm just going to eyeball this. Doesn't have to be perfect. As you know, most things aren't when we're flying by the seat of our pants. And then again, this one doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to eyeball them. Right, now I'm just going to cut those out, so let me just get the big cutter out. And I suppose you could do these with your collage papers if you wanted to. Again, all I would say is you're going to have to be careful with your thickness, because the thicker you make it, the more it's going to cause a problem when you go to put it into a journal. So I'm just simply going to cut these shapes out. And the good thing about it, you're creating more shapes, so you know, might actually use that one instead. You're creating more scraps, and more scraps means more projects. And we always need more projects. I might put that one the other way up. I don't think you can notice that much that they're... Let me just check with that one. Yeah, I think it'll work better like that. I don't think you can notice that much that the roses are not the right way up. Now I'm going to put a divot in the top, so I don't want it to go all the way to the top. And basically, you know, the shape and size of your pocket is up to preference. It's whatever you feel, you know, that you want. You know, that's down to personal preference. You could just do these with just one pocket and they would still look really nice. Right, so the next thing to do is I am just slightly rounding these, just because I like the rounded corners. I prefer not to have sharp corners. I don't know, it's a personal aesthetic. I prefer the rounded corners. And I think it just works out better. So it's ever so slightly different at the top. I think it just needs a sliver cutting off. I'm just going to burnish that. And I'm just going to trim this down just a touch. Just because I'd rather have it all about right. Okay. I'm using the smallest corner because I don't want it to be obvious that there's a corner on it. Oh, that one's being caught a little bit. It's not going to matter because I am going to sew around it, but yeah, it's okay. Sometimes it's the imperfections that make them perfect, isn't it? Right, now the next thing is I want to put the divots in. So I think I'll keep it that way up. Yeah. And I'm just going to, again, eyeball. There we go. And I'll do the same with these. Right. So that's going that way up. Okay. I think I will just leave that way. I think it looks better. And again, just eyeball. Like I said, it's not meant to be perfect. It doesn't matter if it's slightly off centre, that's fine. And then I'm going to have them, do I want them that way or that way? You could put them that way so that they're all perfectly in line. I mean, on the other two, where have I put them? So on this one I've done it on that side, and on this one I've done it on that side. I prefer it off to the side. I think it just adds something to it, and I'm going to go this side, I think. There we are. I don't mind that that's going to be about the same as that, that's fine. You can make them smaller. I mean, on this first one you can see the two pockets. This is just a slim pocket, whereas this one I'm making it into a big pocket. As I said, it's down to personal preference. You know, it's whatever you want to do with it. So let's get some ink on this. It's not going to need a lot of ink, but I think the top mainly, because it's just a little bit lighter at the top. There we are. I'm just taking the white off that one because you really can't see the ink on it. Maybe around this bottom bit. There we go. And now, don't forget the main affair. I need a new ink sponge. Mine's falling apart. I've got some in the shelves, but I just keep forgetting to get them out. I will have to get one out though. We're getting all crumbs. Right, now what I'm going to do, just where I have cut that divot out, I'm just going to go over that, just so it doesn't look pristine behind it, and you can see it's just going to darken it up that little bit as well. And because I don't know whether or not I'm going to put this onto stick it onto the page or have it as a floating pocket, I'm going to distress the back as well. Right, it's everything distressed. Now the next thing is, I do not sew these directly onto there, because one, when you're putting this big tag in and out, it will catch on the threads and it will end up you know, getting like wear and tear, and it'll make it more awkward. So I'm going to sew around them. I've been sewing around them before I glue them on. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I'll just get the sewing machine, and I apologise if you can't see exactly what I'm doing. The angle of the camera just makes it awkward. Let's set me stitches. And I'm just going to do a quick zigzag, so loud noise. Not as loud as Betty used to be. And the good thing about sewing them before you actually glue them on means that, you know, if you make a mistake, you can just cut another pocket out, whereas if you've already tried to sew it on, then it, you know, it becomes a whole different deal. This way, at least, if you do make a mistake, then you just cut another pocket out. And there's that one done. Get my little scissors. And I'm just using a small zigzag, just because I don't want it to overpower the actual piece. I think sometimes when we use stitching on things, it's great because you can make it into part of the design, but sometimes it becomes like it distracts from where it's supposed to be. Go. Gotta say, I'm loving my new sewing machine. I've got it on a slower speed just because when I'm not videoing, I can have it a lot faster. But when I'm videoing, I want to make sure that I'm not going to mess it up. I guess it comes down to confidence. I'm used to my old sewing machine, so yeah. We're still getting to know each other. Right, now for this one, even though I've got it hinged there, if you were to use two sheets to make this out, you know, a sheet for the front and a sheet for the back, then you would sew it exactly the same way as I'm going to sew it now, which is to say I'm going to sew it all the way around the three sides, which is why you need to try and make sure it's all lined up properly, because you don't want it to bubble up. And then if when you've done it you find that there is like a little lip, you can always just trim it. It does take away a little bit of the size of the pocket, but that's okay because it looks better having all three sides sewn and it's stronger. So yeah, I like it that way. And when you're sewing it, you could sew a hinge into it if you wanted to, and so do like one side, leave it slightly longer on top. Oops, I need to go back one. Than you would on the bottom. And that way it's going to look, you know, you're going to have that hinge so that you can glue it into your journal and have it hinge out, which would be a really nice idea with these, I think. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Messed up that corner, but that's okay. We're going to cover it anyway. Right, so we've got those sewn. Let's just move the sewing machine. There we go. Okay, so was I going to do it the other way? I was going to do it the other way. So there we go. Right. And I'm going to leave that one slightly up a little and let that one come over a little. And that's going to cover where I messed up with that that little bit of sewing, but not to worry. So let's get me glue. So yes, sorry, before I glue that on, if you wanted to, you could leave your top slightly longer, and then you would bend that into your hinge when the whole thing's sewn up. Or you could just pop a little piece, say this, well, we're going to sew this one. You could pop a piece of paper in that side, the full length of the side, and then that's going to become your hinge if you want to glue it in to in a hinged way into your journal. So maybe we'll do that with the, we'll make another one and we'll put a hinge on it, and then you can see what I mean. I'm just gluing on the 3 sides. And bring that up just slightly. I'm aware that that's going to move the glue, but there we go. Right. Okay. Now the problem with this tacky glue, I've put it into here, but it's the gold tacky glue. Is that with the scrapbook paper it takes a little bit longer, so if you're in a desperate hurry with this, then just use some of the Fabri-Tac and that will stick this down no problem. I just think that the tacky glue is having a problem because you know, card onto card, it can sometimes take a minute or two just for it to grasp. Right, now I want to put that one down there, so again round the 3 sides. And this is also a great idea if, like me, you've got loads of scrapbook paper that is beautiful on one side and just on the other. Because yeah, this is a great way of showing off the beautiful side and not having to worry about the horrid side. Right, sorry, I'm off camera. And again, I'm just going to give that a minute. But yeah, so this is just a nice thing to do with your scraps, you know. I just think that sometimes you need to, like, I get into like a rut of just making them into tags or pockets, or, you know, just dealing with them simply, whereas I think it's a waste because you've got these beautiful papers and you've got all these options, and you really should be trying your best to, well, I feel that I should be trying my best to showcase them. And there we go, that's the basic thing done, and then we can decorate it afterwards. But I'm going to leave the decorating because I'm going to do one with the hinge on, just to show you exactly what I mean. Right, now let me see if I can find, let's get all these straps together. Okay, right, I like this one, and I've got some nice paper for one of the pockets, and I'll just need some paper for the other pocket. Now it's slightly, I think that would work nicely. Although, you know what, I don't want to lose that, so, although it's on the other side, if we're going to make it into a flip 8, you're still going to have it on the other side. That's okay, right, we can live with that. Right, let's move these other bits out of the way, and let's measure everything up. So, this is going to be my long thin pocket. And I think I'm going to make this one slightly shorter, and about there. Okay, and this one, I think I'm just going to take it up to about there. Right, let's get the cut wrapped. Okay, so first of all, let's trim that one down. It's a nice little thing that we can use. And then we'll trim this one down, if I can find the marks, which I know I've just made and I can't see now. I found it. There we are. Right. Okay. Now we've got our pockets cut and ready to go. I might turn that up that way. Yep, that's about right. Okay, so same as before, if I can find the little corner cutter. Just going to cut all my corners. I'm good at cutting corners. So how's everybody been? I know, happy Mother's Day to everybody in America, because it's been your Mother's Day, hasn't it? Our Mother's Day is a different time of the year, but happy Mother's Day to you all. I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day and did something really fun, hopefully crafting. Yeah, that's my favourite way to spend the day. Yeah. So how's everybody been? It's a strange time at the minute, isn't it, where things are just starting to open up again. It feels brand new. And I'm just still at the stage where I just don't trust it all yet. Am I the only one who feels that way? I just feel, I don't know. Maybe it's just because we've been in lockdown for so long, and now that we're finally coming out of it, it's kind of, is it too much too soon? I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm hoping it's not, because I don't think I could handle another lockdown. Oh dear me. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope everybody's happy and healthy and safe. Right, now the next thing I want to do is I want to make a hinge. Now because I've already had this folded, it's already going to be perfect, because it'll be the right size as well to hinge on this. Yeah, see, perfect. And then that is going to get glued to the book. Right, okay, so I think my best bet would be to find a paper clip or two. And I'm lucky that I've got some at hand. Right, so let's just pop this in. Make sure we've got everything where we want it. And then I'm just going to paper clip that there. And then again on there. That's just going to keep everything in place. Right, now, actually I should have done this before I paper clip that on, but not to worry. we can work around it. So let's just go a little bit of this on. And I do like the ink. Yeah, so things have been a bit strange here. It's nice. Things are opening up, you know, people are starting to go out. And we've been informed that from the 17th we're allowed to hug people, as long as we don't have face-to-face contact. I'm looking forward to hugging my mum and my dad. I'm still not 100% sure whether it's the best thing to do. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I just don't feel confident in it. And I know that she's been vaccinated and he's been vaccinated and I've been vaccinated. I'm just really paranoid. I mean, my mum's not in the best of health and neither's my dad. And I really, after all this time of staying away from them and of trying to keep them safe, really don't want to then go and at the last minute give them the germs. I just think it would be, oh, heartbreaking, wouldn't it, after all this time? Right, I'm just gonna grab the sewing machine. Just gonna pop the lid on the glue because I've forgotten it. Right, again I apologise for the noise. There we go. Right, now I'm going to take this first clip off because I'm keeping my hand on it to make sure that nothing moves, and then we're just going to start sewing. Now this is going through 3 layers of card, So be gentle with your sewing machines if you're going to do this. As I said, you could use a thick paper to hinge these with if you wanted to. Or even fabric. Fabric might even be better because it's going to be kinder to your sewing machine. But we'll see. Right. And then once this is sewn, we can do the 2 pockets, and then we can decorate our 2 little scrapbooking pockets, scrapbook paper pockets. And again, you could make these to theme if you wanted to, you know, like if you've got in mind a particular journal, say you wanted to do a gardening journal, or you wanted to do a nature journal, you could pick the papers to match whatever you wanted to do. Or if you're just going to use whatever papers you've got in your scrap stash, then you can make the decorations correspond to whatever journal you're putting in. I'm making these generic just because I want to have a few on hand just to pop into the journals that I'm working on, because I'm working on a few at the minute, and I need ephemera to pop into them. There we go. Nearly done. Oh no, we've got one more pocket left. Might as well just chain stitch this. I just speed this up just a touch. There we go. Just snip that off. Get the threads off. There we go. Home stretch. It's amazing how much more slowly I sew these days. I used to sew quite a lot and I was very fast at it. I think when you're sewing a lot, you know, you get used to the machine and then you get used to the speed of it and everything, and you get into more of a motion. Whereas I think now I'm not as fast as I used to be. Right, now, do we want to keep the key? I think we do. I think we'll go this way. Okay, let's get the glue. I need to refill this bottle, I think. It's getting a little bit low. There we are. I had loads of fun the other day watching Timmy Holtz. I mean, I knew he had his own YouTube channel. Oh no. That didn't work, did it? But where he releases his products and that and does his tutorials, but I hadn't really watched it. So I thought, oh, you know, I'm going to sit and watch a few because I wanted to know what products were coming out and see how, you know, what I needed to save me pennies for. And you know what, he's got some great tutorials on there and got me really interested in a few different bits and pieces, and now my wish list has gone through the roof. It's just as well that I've got a birthday in a couple of months because I'm going to be asking for all sorts. I'm going to put this one a little bit further up just for a different aesthetic to the others. See, the rest of them I've put the smaller one below This one I'm going to put it a bit further up and see how it looks, and I think it'll be nice. There we go. Right, now this one, as you can see, now has attached a hinge, and I'm just going to quickly round those corners off. If I can, I think it might be a bit too thick. Yeah, okay. Let's get the scissors and do it. There we are. There we are. Little tiny bit of ink on there. Right, yeah, so that's gonna, when you've got your book, your journal, you're gonna stick that to the page, and then that's gonna be a little flip out. And then this side you could leave nicely decorated, or you could put some coffee dyed paper on there so that you could journal on it. You could actually just journal on it the way it is, and that's going to depend on whatever, you know, whatever scrapbook paper you use. And this one is going to be either free floating, that's perfect for journaling on, or you could stick it to the page and have it as an extra back pocket at the back, or a side tuck, like, let me just see if I've got a, there we go. So you could have it as a side tuck to pop in a nice journal card. I think it's, you know, it's nice both ways, and you know, that would be great tucked into a pocket, because it's going to be its own little array of things to play with. Right, so we want to get some decorating done. Now I've got out to hand me butterflies, so I think I'm going to go butterfly with at least one of these. So let's see, I've got some pinkish type butterflies. I kind of like that one there. Don't know. Do I have a tiny little butterfly? I don't know. I don't like that one. Let's see, where else do we have? That one's kind of pretty. That one's got a bit of bling on it. You know what, I'm not feeling the butterflies on that one. Maybe we could find something else. Maybe we'll go butterfly with this one. Let's see. And I'm not 100% sure. I've got a nice purple one. Actually, that would look nice there. Do I have any others? They're not good. That's kind of purple. I kind of like those colours together, but it needs something else. Okay. No, I'm not going to go with the butterflies for this one. That one needs something else. So let's see, what else do we have? We have birdies. Let's see, what birds do we have? Let's just get a handful out, and then we can have a rake through. See which ones might work well. No, I'm not keen on that one. No. Oh, isn't that cute? Wrong colours. Okay. You know, this is becoming a problem for me. I'm really struggling when it comes to decorating my pieces. I'm really struggling with the decision making. And I don't know why. In the past I can just, yeah, that's it, that's the one. And now I'm kind of like here for half an hour trying to, oh, I like you. Okay, and I've just noticed that I'm out of camera, out of screen. I like that one. Let's see if we can find something that's gonna, I mean, it doesn't have to be a bird. We could put like something else there. Okay, let's put these birds away. Put you all back, because yeah, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. Right. Okay, what else do we have? We've got animals. I suppose we could do an animal. And then we've got, I think we've got, let's see. No, we've got bigger birds, but they're all going to be too big. And then seashells. No, I don't want seashells. You can go back in. Let's have a look and see if I can find anything in my other ephemera. Let's see. Okay, what do we have? When your ephemera folders go wild. The thing is, I've tidied up so much and now I'm like, oh, what are you? Oh, I think you'll go nice there because it's kind of a lavender feel. It's got lavender on. Oh yeah, I like that. Perfect. What else do we have in that bit? Oh, that'd be nice. What a little bird said. I could kind of, yeah, I like that. Maybe. There's some nice little circle pieces. I don't think I want them. Keep that one out because it's intriguing. Nope. And I couldn't tell you where I got these from. I wish I could remember, but I've got so many bits of ephemera that I've forgotten where I got it from. So unfortunately, that might look cute just there. Okay, so we've got a couple of things there. Right, let's see what we can do with these. Okay, you first. First of all, I want to get a bit of ink on everything, and then I'll be able to see. Does anybody else have like struggles with choosing? You know, sometimes you can just open up your ephemera folder and it's boom, it's there in front of your face and you're like, yes. And then you go through periods like I'm going through at the minute where it's like, I just, you know what, I can't make a decision. It's just impossible. And I wish that it wasn't. Right, I think I want to put those just like that. And then that little butterfly there. And I think that the backing paper lends just enough. I think it probably needs a word. So let me see, where are my words? Where are my words? That would be in my other ephemera. You know when you decide to clean your ephemera out and it feels like a good thing to do? Oh yeah. Oh, it's a bit big, that one. That would have been lovely. How about garden? Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Okay, let's get a little bit of ink on you. And I think these are just cut out of a book that I was cutting some butterflies and flowers out of. So, you know, if you do get a book that you're going to use to cut things out of, then do make sure that you check all the wording, because some of it can be cut out. That's beautiful. What a waste to throw it away when you could use it for one of your junk journals. So there's just a little extra place to look for things. There we go. And we'll put our little butterfly in. Try not to get rid of his antennae. And we'll kind of have you on an angle like that. There we are. yeah, I managed to get, when the shops opened up, I managed to get out to a few of my old haunts and got quite a few nice books, some butterfly ones, and yeah, so I've been sitting fussy cutting for days. I like that, and I'm going to say that that's finished because I really like the way that turned out. It's not as over decorated as the others, well, as decorated I should say as the others, but it does look really nice. And again, that's our flipper one. You could decorate the back if you wanted to. I'm not going to, because I think that that's going to be perfect for journaling, and then we can make our tags to go in as well. So right, now let's see what we can do with this. I want to cut that down just a bit, what the bird said. Okay, let's go a little tiny bit of ink on there, get rid of the white, and we can have that, and our little bird can be sitting on top of that. And isn't that perfect? Then you can write on the little tag in the pocket what the little bird actually did say. Yep. There we go. I think I'll put you just slightly to the side. Or do I want you just slightly? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. There we are. Lovely. And then again, do we want chamomile or olive? I think we want chamomile. I kind of want that like that. I think that's, sorry, I'm out of cat shot again. I think that's going to look great, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of, now because these are I think from a sheet of laser cut, they've got those little knobbly bits on, so I'm just going to cut those bits off because I hate those. And it's just off where you know, you pull them out of the laser cut sheet. But yeah, it annoys me. And life's too short for things that annoy us. There we go. I'm not putting loads of ink on these. That one's done, because I don't think they need it. I need some new glue paper though. Where's all my glue paper gone? Excuse me while I rake for my glue paper. There we go. Got some more. Right, I want to put that little bottle up on the side. Reminds me of when I was a kid and we used to put grass and flowers into a jar and then find ladybirds and put the ladybirds in the jar, and we thought it was marvellous because, you know, we're making a little house for a ladybird. The ladybird's probably thinking, this is imprisonment, you need to let me go. But I used to let them go at the end of the day. Or if I didn't, my big brothers did, because I was forever catching things in jars. I like to study nature. I used to love watching them. Yes, right, I like that. That's really cute. Now, I'm not going to make the tags on camera because you've seen me make tags before, and literally all I've done with these tags is to cut them out of scrapbook paper. So it literally is just a piece of scrapbook paper. You know, what I would say is, because these are glued in round your corners on the bottom of your tags, and it makes it so much easier for them to slide in and out. And again, with the big one, it is just simply a piece of scrapbook paper. So I think on the other one, on one of these, I didn't like the back of the paper, so I did this one. So this one is, it's cute on one side, but it was awful on the other, so I just attached some coffee dyed paper. I just glued it on, and then that's my tag. So again, with the tags, it's all down to the size of your pockets. bearing in mind that you're going to need to take it in a bit because you've got it glued in, and on this one it's sewn in. So you would just measure them up the way I measured up the pockets, just by eye, and then cut them out. But there's my little craft along, my little bit of scrapbook paper ephemera, and I hope that you've enjoyed them. I hope that you give them a go, because they are really nice and I do like them. And you know, very quickly you could have quite a few of these and pop them into your junk journals or into your scrapbooks if you're into scrapbooking. And yeah, they're just cute as can be. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Do try them, and drop me a comment, and please do drop me a like. It's really important. If you enjoy the video, please do drop me a like, because the YouTube gods and all the different algorithms, it really makes a big difference. So yeah, I would really appreciate a like, and drop me a comment. Come and have a chat with me and tell me what you think. Tell me how you've been, and I will see you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.